like their best friends.
Okay.
Because they are.
I'm not surprised.
That's what you show.
So I love that. So you're saying, is it crazy or is it change?
Right. Because we're used to things being a certain way, and now that it look like it might change, we're like, oh my God, no, this guy's crazy.
It's changing pretty quickly.
But nothing for the better.
Change is good, guys.
But
Change is good.
Have you seen day one? Trump was getting rid of people. People were being deported.
What
You
happened?
guys didn't see that? Day one, Trump was getting rid of people. Day one, he had the flipping soldiers at the border.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotten aggressive,
He also
guys.
took the security details off a lot of people. He took Dr.
Fauci.
Yeah. I mean, he's lucky he got pardoned. He deserves to be in prison.
What do we think about Fauci getting pardoned? Biden pardoned Fauci
Yeah,
before. That was one of the last things he did before leaving
You
office.
see?
Why does Fauci need a pardon?
Right. Exactly. Is that going? Are we going back to COVID, the original thing that Trump was talking about?
As far back as 2014, so it might
Right.
include
Well,
AIDS.
Trump was talking about that,
The
right?
stuff he was doing with AIDS.
Trump was talking about that before he left office.
Oh, about getting Fauci?
Well, yeah, saying we're going to investigate that.
Okay, well, there you go.
The money that he got from the Chinese government to go do something in China.
Okay.
He was
Well, yeah.
working, it's all fake because he was working for the Americans doing that for the Chinese government. It was the research that the Americans wanted done that they could not legally do in America. He didn't do one on his own. He was working for the government.
Yeah, for sure.
And
For
with
sure.
instructions.
Obama was the one that set up the COVID center.
Very true.
Wait,
Those are orders. Those are orders. He was given orders to do that.
Okay.
This is from the 60s and 70s.
I don't.
Just advanced.
You know what I didn't get though? I didn't get that Trump released all the guys that stormed the Capitol.
Yeah, all the J6ers were.
I don't know if I agree with
were
that.
pardoned. Really?
I don't know if I agree with that because
Interesting.
there's
Why?
innocent people in prison that need pardons.
Yeah.
People in jail for small crimes
Okay.
that should be getting out. These guys stormed the. That was a criminal act, no?
Okay.
So I don't
For
know.
me, I didn't see it so much as a criminal act as like just citizens rebelling. They thought the election had been stolen from them.
Well, yeah,
this was
true,
The reaction.
true.
You know what I mean?
But there's rules though, and that's never happened ever. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a violation. It's like a war crime, if you want to say, right? There's certain things you can't blow up when you're at war, right?
Yeah.
So that should have been off limits too. You can't just rush in there. I didn't believe it was real anyway. I thought the whole thing was staged, in my opinion.
Well, it was definitely set up by the FBI.
Right.
Matt, I hear you.
Well,
But
I know
these
you talked
guys
about
were
it before,
saying,
Red,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
these guys were saying that there is homelessness in China.
I don't know about that. I'm just going off the videos that I've seen. I mean, the cities look absolutely stunning, and
cities,
they're
yeah,
so
it's
fucking,
advanced.
they're so advanced.
So advanced.
You know, and like
They're looking in 2070.
and you hear the thing is like, there's no land taxes once you pay off a property; it's just yours.
You own it, which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense, right? I mean, that's how it was, you know, like 100 years ago, right?
Do you think some of our, there's definitely a lot of ignorance on our part, not knowing about China, but do you think even a little bit of it is like propaganda? Because all of a sudden,
It's possible,
TikTok
knowing that it's a communist
refugees-
country, it's possible.
that's it.
But I
TikTok
mean-
refugees go to a new app and everybody's singing about the glory of China, except for people that have actually been to China, like
Yeah.
Flipping Stew and this other gentleman.
Okay, but do you think the CCP would be really behind wanting a mass immigration to China? That they'd make
No,
videos to
but
cause
they'd be
migration
interested.
to China?
No, but they'd be interested in Americans thinking China's better than America.
For what? For what purpose?
I know, the destruction, the collapse of America.
No, they're doing that with fentanyl.
There you go. So on your way down, you're gonna have your drugs and hate your country.
Americans seem pretty happy right now. Well,
Well, they're happy to die.
the right wingers, you know, the red
Oh, it's
states.
crazy now.
Red
Guys.
Bunch of
Okay, so ICE. Have you seen some of the ICE arrests? They changed the laws so that they can get you from schools now, churches.
Yep.
You're not safe anywhere.
They shouldn't be.
They're grabbing people up. I know.
And like this whole
Schools,
separation of
though, for
families
me-
nonsense. What do you
Oh,
mean?
here
When
we
somebody
go.
gets arrested to go to jail, they're separated from their family. What do you mean? How is that even an argument?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
That's not. Yeah.
But there is a part of me, because Trump made it so that you can grab those kids from school. Kids can't hide in schools.
Right,
School's
right.
not a sanctuary.
Right.
I don't love.
But they don't handcuff the kids.
Yeah, okay, good. I don't love them coming into a school to just take kids out of classes That'd be such a traumatizing experience for a kid.
But you got to keep in mind too that America has always operated like that. Remember, they do immigration sweeps at workplaces
Yeah.
and
I've
pick
heard
people
of
up.
that. I've
They
heard
do
of
that stuff. So that's a normal, yeah, you know what I'm saying? INS, whatever they do, raids. They do that all the time. So that's normal. To us, it sounds like, oh my God, that sounds so crazy. But that's
Yeah.
part of their culture.
Well, they geared down under the
That's
under
it.
the
For
Biden
sure
Harris.
under
They
Biden.
geared
That's
down.
what I'm saying.
They geared down during the Harris Biden
For
campaign.
sure.
And now that guy,
They
that guy
ramped immigration up.
Tom Holden, who's now the border czar,
Roughest man in
he's
the world.
getting busy.
Roughest
And he's
man
the
in the
man
world.
for the job because he's felt that he had to kind of be lax this whole time and couldn't really use his powers as he should be able to. Now he can go to town.
It's
right?
turned up. $7.50 per migrant that you turn in, per illegal you turn in.
You heard that? I didn't hear
We're
that.
getting $7.50 for each.
$7.50.
Oh, buddy, I'd be on
And then
the
these
prowl.
guys- This is what I'm saying. These truck drivers looked like they had a truck full of people. They were
No,
like
I didn't see it.
$7.50. They knocked on the back of their wagon. You heard like some scuffles. They're like, yeah.
You know what I
We're
do?
getting paid.
I'd go to Home Depot where all those Mexicans from all
I
work,
know.
put them all in the back of the jack. We're going to the job site. Pull right up to ICE. I got 20 in the back. Pay
I know
up.
some people are doing that. I know some people are doing that. $7.50. You don't need the money.
It's like,
But $7.50 per person? Could you
man,
blame people for turning people in?
it's like Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh God. Sad. Sad.
Oh my God.
And then I read the
I don't have to work
funniest.
anymore. I'm just driving around looking for migrants. You know what I mean? Handing out tacos, whoever takes one, grab them, throw them in.
That's fine. First of all, not all the migrants are from South America, by the way.
Get in here.
This one woman started saying, "Thank you to the black teachers that are standing up for the, students that are being pulled out of school. They're willing to die to keep us here." And I see black people say that never happened. That is not happening. We are minding our own business here.
I know nothing about these new beginnings. Because I didn't watch the news, so I don't know what's really going on yet.
Yeah, I don't watch news either, but I've been seeing just the clips on X and stuff like that. So I've been seeing clips about other people's reactions, and then of course people crying at the border.
Oh, I got a topic for you.
Go ahead.
Have you seen it's the most unbelievable video. It's very hard to watch. It's the one-on-one knife fight to the death between the Ukrainian soldier and the Russian soldier.
No, who brought that up last time? Somebody else brought that up. I haven't seen it.
I showed a couple people. They show the drone version, and they show the Ukrainian had a GoPro on his vest.
Yeah.
And so they get close, they fire shots at each other, they come head to head, and then they whip out blades. And they go to work. And the Ukrainian soldier is like 220-pound guy. And the other guy is like 150-pound. He's one of those Russians that kind of got the Asian look, from Siberia.
Yeah, Asiatic.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and this guy's like a little dude, and it turns out his background, he'd had basically no military experience. He was a mechanic in Siberia. And they came face to face, and they both knew only one was making it out.
What are you talking about?
It was
Crazy.
it was
Crazy.
unbelievable. I've never seen footage like this before in my life, and it affects you.
They say men need that kind of combat in their life.
No, they don't. That'll traumatize
You never
them.
heard that?
Where did you? What books are you?
You never heard that?
Who's saying this?
Of course.
Yeah, they
They're
just say
saying that
anything.
men need like war.
No. Why is that true? Why? Who says that? Yeah, like, why? Just like men, yeah, we're supposed to be the protectors and the, huh? We take the garbage out. Yeah, like, what?
It's
Who's saying that? Like,
It's in your bones. You guys are bored without the war. You guys are bored without the war.
No, he watched too many
You guys are
Game of
bored
Thrones
without the
episodes,
war.
man. He's like, oh, watcher of the wall.
No.
You're crazy.
That's it, you're not.
Yeah, because the elbows don't have to worry about wars. They send the bears to do the fighting.
There
They
you
sit there
go.
and make the money.
They interviewed a guy in another clip.
Like kings never fought wars.
Sometimes they did, that's not true.
Very rarely.
Very
Okay.
rarely,
And
but
the
there was a
alpha
time when
males
they
amongst
definitely
chimpanzees and primates, the alpha males rarely fight. They are capable of it, but they don't. They're too valuable to the tribe to fight.
No, in tribes you would have fought.
No,
In
in
tribes
animals,
of the
in tribes of animals, it is a fact that the alphas rarely fight, and only to make a point, and only when it's 8-on-1 and they're one of the fighters. They do not fight. They can't lose an alpha.
Okay. So some of the change.
Like, it's just
Okay.
common sense.
Some of the changes he's made. DEI, gone. And the companies too that are jumping on the DEI being erased.
DEI, what is that? What do you mean? What is that?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Making sure that you hire women, black people, gays, disabled people.
All gone.
They're starting it. They ended it.
Oh, they ended it. Okay,
They
okay.
completely
Federal,
ended it.
federal.
Okay.
Federal
Federally
government
ended it.
employment.
They made it
Right.
so that it's illegal. They're making it
No,
so
no,
that
only
it's a
for
form of
federal government.
discrimination.
The state employees, another thing, they still, I think they have it, but they will not fund anything. So if a university continues to have it, they get no federal funds. And the federal government is the biggest employer in the states, and they will not have it.
A lot of companies
That
are
affected
adopting
hiring
it
because a
too.
lot of people that didn't deserve the job and weren't qualified were getting
They're
the
making
jobs
it go
under
now.
DEI.
And the other
100%.
thing is,
For sure, but also think about the people that were getting jobs that were qualified, but were chosen, and they wouldn't have usually been chosen. The woman, the black man.
It wasn't
That
DEI.
happens.
It wasn't DEI that changed that at all. It's like people, if you're qualified and you have the skills for the job, they're gonna hire you.
Not always.
Yeah,
Not
yes,
always.
they
No,
would.
people were being,
especially in corporate
discriminated
positions.
against, Matt. That's why this rule came into play. Because people were being
I think
discriminated
this came
against.
from
Have you ever faced discrimination?
softening. Yeah,
Okay.
softening. You know, like what do you?
Okay,
especially
he also
like
got
I
rid
grew up
of,
in Rexton.
and this was huge, because now we're like eroding history. The Equal Opportunity Act
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
1965.
That's been going on for a while.
So what are you telling me now that the DEI's gone?
read it?
You're not gonna, like
He
people
got
aren't
rid
gonna
of
get
the
jobs.
Equal
now?
Opportunity Act from 1965. This is stuff that Martin Luther King marched for.
Yeah, but they don't need that no more.
you know, exactly. And honestly,
You don't need that no more.
look at
Everybody's
wealthy
making
people.
money now. Everybody's making money. There's nobody saying that this person's not allowed to do this job or that. No, everybody's making money now. So you don't need that no more.
When are you going to problem is people that stay on?
But now you can't sue if somebody does discriminate against you.
No, you still can't discriminate. See,
Okay,
if you
so
have too much, like affirmative action was absolutely necessary, but you can't have it forever because the same thing that happens. Like I grew up wealthy and I see all the elite because they get advantages. The elite they become weaker and weaker. Not even
Because on the flip side, that equal opportunity thing that you're talking
Yes.
about, on the flip side, the white people are complaining that, oh, you're giving the jobs away because they feel like they need to hire.
Yeah.
So it didn't work.
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
there was
doesn't work.
something wrong. It had to be implemented properly.
Exactly.
Right.
But you have to take it away so that the people then must agree so they do
My
their best.
issue, this is my issue. This is where I come from. Did you ever hear the stat that a black man with a degree wouldn't get, or a white guy without a degree would get a job before a black man with a degree?
Degree.
Oh, in the
So
60s?
that kind of
In
stuff.
the 60s, it was like
Recently.
Right.
recently.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
talking
know.
recent.
In the-
This is a recent stat that I read. So like, that's not cool.
That was making videos for TikTok to show all the other Indian international
All
students
the
how to get
stuff
free
he was getting.
food
Yeah.
from the food drives.
Yeah.
Right?
And he worked at the bank.
But
Yes.
they're international students. That means they had money to come here to go to fucking school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
That guy got fired.
You're gonna take food from
That
the
guy worked
needy.
at TD.
But he was teaching them all how to do it. Just go here
Yes.
and get food
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
food
yeah.
bank. It's free food.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like showing his stash and
Yeah,
everything.
and when they went to his house and stuff, his house was loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked at TD. They fired him.
That's
A lot of those
he-
students
really?
are getting sent
Yeah.
back too.
Nice.
A lot of students are getting sent back as well.
Yes, because the whole deal was they were supposed to come here for school, get schooling, and book it on back. That was the deal.
Was it, or was it we've got jobs?
No, that was never said that. That
It
was
was
never
never
promised.
we've got tech jobs.
No,
They were
no,
promised. I know a lot of people
no.
came on. You were promised a job. If you got it, if you could find a job within the first year, you got citizenship. So you had an advantage. And if you worked for so many months, because my niece did it, and I know a bunch of other people did it. I don't think it's probably changed now, but it was once you got into school, but you're paying so much for the school. You're paying $100 grand a year for
Yeah, I
university.
know.
So once you get,
They're going to places like Trios College and stuff.
oh yeah, no,
They're going to
and
Queens.
I know people.
They're going to Ryerson.
They're going to
now.
Seneca,
and
bro.
George Brown. Yeah, so
More
still a lot.
more than a third of the university students are foreign students.
Buddy, they're at
Universities go bankrupt.
DeVry.
Ah.
They're at
Oh no,
Grant
They're
DeVry,
more
man.
of the private ones.
Remember that?
Because every security guard comes in.
You remember the thing back in the day where
So
that
what
dude
do we
was
do?
always like, "Yo, don't be stupid. You're just sitting on the couch playing video games."
Yeah.
What was that college called?
The DeVry.
No, it
Or
wasn't.
no, oh, was it? What was it?
Oh, no,
You're wasting your time. Like, get
Yeah,
off
I
the
remember that.
What's that?
Did you guys see the Elon Musk Nazi salute?
Oh my God.
It wasn't meant that way, man.
No, it was repulsive, but it was not meant that way.
I don't think he was meaning.
You
didn't
can
mean
say
it at all.
something,
He was
Jordan.
excited. He was kind of
He
excited.
was excited.
No,
Excuse me, but I wouldn't go detail if I was excited, right?
it wasn't a full.
Did you see
detail.
it?
I agree, man.
I didn't see it.
It
But
was
I,
just that
I-
exciting.
I
It's
seen
not
it, I
a
seen his
Nazi.
dick.
I agree. I don't think it was that big of a deal.
You didn't think it was that big of a
It's not
deal.
that big of a deal.
It
It
didn't
wasn't
look like a
intended
Nazi
that way.
salute.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
But
He's just an excited
if
nerd.
he
What does that
wasn't
mean
South
then?
African,
I mean,
he wouldn't have-
I think people are reading into it too much.
Yeah, but
So
Because we want something to talk about.
I'm not saying he's a
But
Nazi.
I don't think it was.
But his culture.
We're gonna create this whole scenario. What this thing
Okay,
meant.
wait, I have to get this guy because he said
this
he's
one?
right the whole time. Yes, speak up.
You're gonna die on a hill with that one.
Why so?
Because of the reaction is not proportionary.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
my problem.
exactly.
My
He's a
problem.
nerd on
Hold
the
up, hold up,
stage
wait,
in
wait,
front
wait,
of
hold up,
Let's
hold
hear
up, hold up,
this.
hold
This is
up.
wonderful.
No, he was a complete moron.
He's an extreme. He's the wealthiest man.
Yes.
He's highly informed.
Yes.
He has access to information. He knows what signs mean.
But
Hold up,
where's
hold up,
the
hold up.
relation,
Let me
though?
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Detroit mental health issues.
Whether it was instinctively done or not, or it meant other things, we understand that. However, I hear people defending him. If someone who looked like me had the same speech, went up and did this,
But I would defend
hold up. In excitement, did this. Woo! So excited.
Power. Yeah.
What does that signify?
Well, the
I see
Olympics
it
back
as
in the day.
positive.
Yeah, I don't-
Okay,
as
but,
a white
my
person,
point,
I see that as
though
being
is
positive.
you
Don't
immediately
you?
associate the person with the act, and then there are individuals who would have immediately
Well,
said,
you're doing a positive
"Nah,
thing.
it was easy. It was just
But
a,
you
oh my
can't-
God, it's excitement
But you
because it
can't
can be."
equate those two things.
Right.
I've
Right.
seen people.
Yeah.
I've seen people flash this signal.
Yeah. Solomon's seal. Yeah.
Okay, but sororities use it. But in a certain setting,
What's
it is
wrong
seen.
with that, though?
No, in a certain setting,
I know.
and other hand gestures, in certain settings, it's
Yeah.
seen as a gang sign.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm saying it depends on who sees the information and who gets the loudest platform.
Or how the
To
media
declare it.
makes it out.
Okay, I love this.
Yeah,
So,
but how the media makes it out to be is an interesting perception on that too. Because one side of the media determines this is terrible, this is absolutely horrible. Another side of the media says, oh, this is just locker room banter. Okay, don't get me started.
Right, but that's politics in a jar.
That's my problem.
It's all lies.
That's the problem. You have to determine what's legit and what's not. And as individuals, we have to choose for ourselves, do our own research,
Yeah.
figure out what is what. I don't know what was in the man's heart when he did that
Yeah, like
signal.
what can
when
you-
he
where's
did
the
that
correlation?
signal,
But
that,
his words
hold
were
up.
from my
But I
heart
could,
to
but I
yours.
could easily tell you what it could potentially be. Don't know what he meant by it, but I can tell you, individuals who are questioning whether he has concerns regarding white supremacy or otherwise would immediately make the association.
I could see that.
Individuals who had no idea whether he has any white supremacy connection or not,
Right.
whether he has any connection to it, does not know anything about him, who has never heard of the Nazis and never seen the signal, would have easily said, oh my God, he's
Just
awkward.
excited.
He's awkward,
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah,
excited.
yeah.
But we don't live in a world like that.
You
We
know,
have
remember-
all of that information at our hands, so people are going to come
words
to
he
those
said are
conclusions.
also
That's
Yeah, no, I
what-
understand why they
and that's-
would. I wasn't denying the fact
Another
that
thing
people
that
shouldn't come to those
I didn't
conclusions
quite
at all.
understand if it was a mistake or if it wasn't.
It was ignorance.
Shh, hold on. If it was a mistake or if it wasn't properly done, why didn't he apologize for
Immediately.
it?
This is my
when
point.
it happened,
Immediately.
instead of
This
saying
is my
instead of
point.
saying
That's fair.
Immediately.
instead of saying everybody's Hitler now.
Gaslighting.
That's
Come
fair.
on,
Gaslighting.
now everybody's Hitler.
All right,
Gaslighting people.
That's what he said.
Gaslighting.
That's what he said.
Oh, he didn't apologize. See, I didn't know all
I
that.
already said that. I changed my whole view. That changed my whole view. My daughter told me that this morning. I didn't know either. I just thought that he was doing it out of excitement. And I'm saying to her, he's an awkward guy. Have you seen the way he dances and the way how he moves? There's awkward movements. But then she was like,
to yours,
but
To yours, you would have been
He's
over
the
there.
richest man in the world.
To yours.
He's a
Yeah,
genius.
not to yours.
He knows what the sign means.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if it was a mistake,
Yeah, no,
why
it's
didn't he
yours
say
too.
to
It's
his
funky.
followers and all these people that it was a mistake? I was
He-
excited. Instead of saying everyone's supposed to be Hitler
Why would you
now.
want to broadcast
Leaning into
that?
it, telling
Yeah.
Nazi jokes
Even if it was on
afterwards.
some Nazi
like,
shit, why would you want to
leaning
broadcast it?
I'll
You
tell
know
you why.
Because you are speaking to your audience.
And no one
Your,
else.
your conversations are not about you. It's about the people watching you.
This part. And
In
remember who's writing
in the
it, so-
capital, you had a couple hundred people, but watching you had billions. So understand, he's not speaking to the people in the room.
No.
If that is what he meant,
Yeah.
he isn't speaking to the people
Right,
in the
right,
room.
right, right.
He is speaking to those who connect with his belief systems and saying, "I got you." That's what he's
want
He's
literally
never,
saying.
he's never
Like a
released
dog
anything
whistle.
thus far saying that that is his belief system.
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
You
Wait
gotta
there.
look at him.
Did you hear what he
gotta look
said?
at him.
About what?
Did you hear what he said about it though?
What did he say? I didn't hear what he said.
He said that everybody's Hitler now.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, you know what, guys, I understand what happened. You know, my followers and the million people around the world. You know, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. He didn't do that.
We don't.
He
make-
had the opportunity.
No,
He had the opportunity to do
we
it.
are all, listen, for me, the people that vote are adults. We're all adults and we need to get to the point where we hold people accountable. Especially the people that are in power or who are
Controlling the power.
attempting to control power. Okay? We need to hold them accountable. We're the ones that have the vote. So we need to make them accountable. You cannot make a stupid move like that, whether it was done in jest or otherwise, and then come back out and go, oh, what, so what?
So what you
No.
media making a
What
big
he
deal.
should have done
Especially-
is when you made that error, without even knowing if it were an error.
I'm sorry.
If it were an error,
Yeah.
if it were an error afterwards and seeing it and seeing the backage, so hey, I didn't mean this for what it came out to. Totally wrong.
Totally agree.
Off
And
the
that
cuff.
was totally
My
agree.
bad. I apologize to
Agreed.
people. That has not been done.
What
To
if-
this day,
Right.
has not been done.
Right.
Because he doesn't
What
feel
if,
that way.
yeah, no,
Right.
what if he didn't apologize for it because it was a dog whistle?
Or
about who the
there could be a
Republican Party
different angle.
represents,
What if
too.
you're the richest man on earth and you get that I don't give a shit complex? It's not I don't have to explain myself. I'm Elon Musk. That's a different angle that he could be playing as well.
Well, the
No.
thing is, instead of
Yeah.
apologizing,
Not with
I
that,
walked
not with
through
that
my-
position that he's
That's
just been granted.
What position?
The position that Trump gave him.
What position?
Department
I
of
don't know what it is.
Office.
No, it's some- it's the
hold on.
Department of something.
It's
No. It's the same name as his.
Doge.
Yeah,
Doge.
Doge.
Department of Government
Same
Department
name
of
as his
Government
stock.
Efficiency.
What is
Yeah.
Doge?
Department of Government
Doge.
Efficiency.
Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah.
It is also not a position that Congress has appointed, which means it is not a legal federal department.
Appointment.
It is a department that was created by the president
He
to
also
hold
created the Hollywood thing, too,
accountable.
with Mel
But
Gibson and all
but you
those
also
other-
understand the man that holds the purse string is the man that has the control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whoever's got
basically-
access.
Yeah, but he
Only
does.
in an
He
oligarchy.
does
Because
now.
he now has
Are
the
you
department.
suggesting it's an oligarchy?
He's got
He
direct
like-
access, yeah.
I'm not
That's
sug-
only-
I'm not
no, but if the
suggesting-
one with the purse strings controls the government, that's an oligarchy.
We are not.
Yeah.
It means
okay,
like-
I'm
I
not
mean-
proposing
Well,
it's an
but
oligarchy.
no,
I'm
it is a
flat
fact.
out
It is a
saying
fact.
It is.
It's an
it is.
That's what he
It
said.
is
Can anybody say-
indicating an oligarch.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
It's
if that was,
100% an
but if that was not the case, if it wasn't presenting or making plans to or creating the space for, then the outgoing president would never have warned of the concerns regarding the existing or expanding oligarchy position in the
But it
US.
was an oligarchy under Biden too. It's just different oligarchs.
The point is, who's controlling? That's the problem.
What do you think of Vivek being kicked out of Dojo?
Okay.
He was never in it.
I wasn't
He
aware.
was in it.
He was never
supposed
in
to
it.
be-
Who?
No. It was supposed to be him and Musk
Bruh.
leading up the department.
Hey,
He got
hold
kicked
on,
out
hold on,
because
hold
of
on
what
a
he said
second,
about
hold on a
white
second. You say the
Americans.
man was in it and was kicked out. The department came into effect on the day of the inauguration. If he was never appointed on the day of the inauguration, he was never in
Okay,
it.
technically.
I can say to
yes.
you, I'm gonna give you a job, but
that's
now
what
I can say to you, I'm gonna give you a job,
was
but
a
until
lie.
I give you an
you
actual
suggesting Trump
contract,
lies?
you have not been hired.
I'm suggesting that Vivek was removed from being considered a part of Doge because of what he said about white Americans. Because he called them
He was
lazy.
never going to be it.
Here's
And
what.
not-
People right away were saying it.
Here's
So the majority of people were saying he was never, it was a fake, and that the day that Trump gets in, he's gone, and that happened. So probably the people who were saying it for the reasons they said it were right.
All I'm saying is,
Yeah.
there's a great saying that I learned and I grew up with,
Yes.
and I've always been taught. It's do don't believe what people say they're gonna do.
Believe what they do.
Trust what they do.
Yeah,
So
For
trust
sure.
what they do.
for sure. Okay. This video for me is the one that's like,
This stuff is so obvious, isn't it?
so KKK members, and then him.
Here we go, Mark.
He didn't do it.
That's not
His boy, he didn't do his
apologetic.
boy thing.
But
Oh,
I
okay,
took
yeah,
it like
yeah.
that.
Oh, that's a whole thing.
I know.
I didn't know that.
know. See what I'm showing you. So when I saw it, I was shook.
That's my point.
When I saw it, okay, because this occurred to me too. Yeah, I know. I know.
I didn't know that.
I know.
Show him, show him, show him.
Not to go like this. He went like this and then that. I thought he just went like this.
Me too. I just thought he went like this. Yeah. I didn't know he went like
No, he
this.
went like this and that.
I didn't see that.
So that's the video that shook me up, man.
That makes a difference,
Like,
bro.
Premeditated.
That makes a difference,
yes, yes,
That's
guys.
premeditated.
Yes, guys. Yes,
Yeah.
guys.
That was premeditated still.
This is
I didn't see that.
You obviously did it quickly.
Like that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse everything I said.
I was afraid.
I didn't know it was like
I
that.
got afraid.
I didn't know. I only seen the pictures of him like this, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't see the hill. I
Yeah.
thought that he was like,
Yeah,
we're in, yeah. I didn't know he was
It
like.
was aggressive. And like his
That's a
full
full
biting
ass-
his lip.
That's a-
Very
that's a
serious,
full
very
one.
He did two of
belligerent.
them.
Oh
He
man.
did two of them.
He did two of them.
He did two of them.
Oh,
So a
boy.
lot of people have joined kind of like the right wing movement. You've got people of different color. But there is also a group that they're white supremacists. You know what I mean? And this is their time to rise again. This is their time to rise
no.
again.
Just
You know what I mean? This, it's
I don't know about
time.
that. I don't think so.
We did it.
No, I don't see that.
You do.
No, but if you look at the majority of white supremacists in the States,
Yeah.
they're fucking redneck dummies that are
That's-
smoking meth. Right? So it's like, where are you going? What, some big smart supremacist cliques out there? No, they're all fucking momos. What do you mean? Yeah, they got guns and they got meth and they're losing teeth and shit. But like, I mean, you don't have any geniuses that are in the white supremacist community. You know what I mean? I mean, they have a stereotype generally. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I grew up in Toronto. I haven't come across any white supremacist cells.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think they're. I mean, I'm sure there's racist people here, but I've never come across like a group. Like we're like Stormfront.
Yeah.
Stormfront. We hate people. Don't fuck with us. Speaking of salty, why didn't Michelle Obama show up to the inauguration?
Because she's keeping it real.
That's not keeping it real.
She's
That's
keeping
having no
that
class.
same energy.
That's having no class. Everybody
keeping
showed
that
up.
same energy.
Kamala showed up.
She
You
said
think Kamala wanted to be there?
she accused him of being a fascist.
So what? So did
he
Kamala.
got seen it-
So did
exactly.
Kamala.
Obama,
They all showed
they're
up though.
hypocrites.
They all showed up.
They're all hypocrites.
They all showed up.
They said democracy's
No,
gonna
because
end.
they're supposed
They
to
said
show
women
up.
wouldn't be able to flipping vote.
As the first lady, she's supposed to back the
I
Yes.
know, but she doesn't agree with it.
They all had to come. George Bush and his wife had to come. They all.
I know.
Bill Clinton.
Bill and
You
Hillary.
think Hillary wanted to
You
be
think
there?
Hillary wanted to be there? Huh? Yo, listen. Hillary has more reason to be vexed than Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle should have been there. She should have been there, regardless.
That's a fact.
You were the first lady. You should have been there.
She didn't like the way.
It doesn't matter
I
what
heard
you
she
like.
didn't like the way-
It doesn't matter what you like. You are appointed a job that you have to carry out. Hold your feelings to yourself, because at the end of the day, you're still the ex-first lady. We understand you're upset, but you need to go and stand up beside the president, Obama, and then at the end, speak your mind about it. But just don't go and not make him look away. How does that make him look? That looks away.
Yeah, no, Obama
That looks-
funny
that looks away.
Walking in by himself.
That looks away. All excited when they introduced him. That was it. Yeah, that excitement was, man, I'm here by myself, man. I gotta make it look like I'm happy about this.
Yeah. Michelle Obama's really into comparison pictures that
I don't really believe all that.
No, that's garbage.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Regardless of what you think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some, and even they're saying that shit about Brigitte Macron from.
I know. From Candace Owens is going so hard on that.
Yeah.
She's starting a whole new series.
I
on
know.
it.
I've seen that.
I don't know.
And they threatened her legally and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she's still going through it. She's a
She's
believer, man.
I know.
And I think it's fair on both parties, the Obamas and Bridget Macron and Macron.
I feel like Bridget maybe more because I haven't really seen
I
her.
don't know. They both look.
But Michelle Obama.
Yeah, for sure.
On a lighter note, have you guys seen all the Americans in the South having fun in the snow?
No.
Yeah.
It's snowing in the South.
I see one guy.
In
I see one guy
Louisiana,
in his driveway
Yeah.
with some
Texas,
with some
Florida.
pink salt. He's like this on his driveway.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's a girl making these TikTok videos that's going viral. She's like making fun of Canadians. She's like, I don't know how you live like this. I don't know how you deal with this. This is horrible.
It's the best.
You know what I mean? But they didn't even get that much.
No, some places got like 7 inches,
Yeah.
right? And I'm seeing them like toboggan with like.
But
funny
you have to remember,
items.
if they get 3 inches,
It's
they're messed up. They don't
Yeah.
have snow plows.
No, no.
They don't have nothing.
They don't have salt.
They don't
Yeah.
even have snow.
No, my uncle lives in Maryland, and I remember one of their first snowstorms, he had to help coworkers drive home because they just didn't know. They don't know how to drive on icy roads. But yeah, that's been fun. And like people just loving it. Some people, this one 67-year-old, he hadn't seen snow his whole life. He went outside, started making snow angels, like just,
Nice.
yeah, it's the best.
It's funny. I see videos of like dogs seeing snow.
Yeah.
That was
The
funny.
dog- the
That was
Huskies
funny.
are loving
I
it.
can know what.
That was
Huskies,
funny,
I
bro.
feel like,
That the
yeah.
people open the door, the dog run outside in the snow, turn around and run back inside.
This kid, God bless them. What do you think is causing it? Climate change or God?
What?
What's causing the snow in the South? Climate change or God?
What if you don't believe in either?
Give me a reason. What do you think it is?
You know, well, I know for a fact.
Perfect answer.
Excuse me, I know for a fact. I know for an absolute 100% fact that it is not God. Because I did DMT about a month ago, and I asked God, and he absolutely has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
So it's on the humans.
Take
Not
that to the
God,
bank.
not climate change. What do you think is causing it?
I don't know, actually. I mean, it could possibly be a little bit of touch of climate change, but
It's Putin. It's Putin. They have the
Maybe.
technology. They
Maybe.
have the
What do you
technology.
think?
I was gonna say-
Americans
I was
have
gonna
used
say-
it.
Nobody remembers
China's used it.
That the
definitely the
Indians
Jews.
used to do rain
It's the
dances.
Jews
Yeah.
for sure.
Who knows?
Hollywood.
Who knows if they
Hollywood,
weren't doing
the
some rain
weather,
dances
it's
in
the
the
Jews,
south,
bro.
calling on the snow?
harp, maybe.
Never know.
For sure it is. yeah.
Harp?
Yeah.
Panther
No,
doesn't
no,
believe
it
in harp.
is.
Panther doesn't believe humans can control the weather.
This is.
Oh, it's already been proven. They have that rain machine. You can
Oh,
watch
yeah,
videos.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
they can control the weather.
Yeah.
You guys,
Nobody denies
you
they
guys, you
control
guys
the
can
weather.
believe that if you want to.
Oh, it's
That's
funny.
up to you.
You ever heard the thing where Dubai brought that rain machine in and they got flooded for like
Yeah.
fucking 2 weeks?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's a fact. It's not a myth.
Oops.
You never seen that?
And what about
the
the
rain
Olympics?
machine? It's like the size of like a. Have you seen that video?
It's seeds. No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's seeds. And there's
Yeah.
also a thing where a guy back in 1902-03, you can look this up as a fact, where the city of like a desert city hired him because he said he could create rain.
Okay.
And he put all these chemicals. He wouldn't tell anybody the recipe, but the place got flooded, and it hadn't seen rain for years, right? And he had this thing, and he went to the grave with it, right? But it's a fact.
There's simple chemistry.
It's a fact.
Right? Man,
Yeah.
and they've done, like they could do
How do you
nuclear.
create
There's
clouds?
ways of doing like massive hurricanes that they planned and thought of doing by doing nuclear weapons in certain places outside of the atmosphere, so there's no fallout or anything. But you can just destroy a city with a hurricane. So, you know, or with flooding.
Have you seen the snow in the southern states?
The snow? Yeah,
People
yeah.
enjoying it and stuff.
Yeah.
Their first snow.
Yeah, yeah.
Kids going out. People tobogganing. I saw this one couple
But this
people
is not-
tobogganing with like suitcases.
Remember they got snow in Mexico? You don't remember they had snow in Mexico a few years ago? There was snow in Mexico. Remember that? Remember when they had snow in Mexico?
I don't remember the snow in Mexico.
Texas. Maybe 4 years ago.
What do you think is causing it? Climate change?
Say thank
God?
you.
Say thank you. Good job.
I don't know. I don't know. Has it happened in the past before? Like, we don't know. This could have happened back in the, I don't know, 30s, the 40s.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I
We
don't know.
don't really know the Earth's cycle.
We don't.
What if we've come upon a cycle in the Earth that's like 150,000 years old and we don't know because we haven't been recording it? It could just be that time in the Earth's cycle.
Yeah. Like how they
None of this is real.
calculate ice ages and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Trump wants to release the MLK, RFK, and JFK files. What are we gonna find out?
What do we
Absolutely
need to? Why? It's too late for all that. Huh?
Absolutely nothing we'll find out.
We don't need that. That's not gonna help anything. It's not gonna help us today.
Most of the
It's not
JFKs
gonna-
are all dead.
Right, exactly. Everybody that was involved is probably already dead.
You got one who's now the Minister of Health, but other than that, they had that JFK curse, right? Because Joseph P. Kennedy, the patriarch of the family, was a bootlegger, right? He worked with the mafia, whatever, right?
that's
Irish
what
guy,
got the
right?
money.
And so basically what happened was that a deal was made between the mafia in the States and Joseph P. Kennedy to get his son elected. They needed the Chicago's vote.
Yeah.
So the mafia, especially Chicago, the outfit at the time, they pulled in, their rackets and they got all the votes. They got him to win in Chicago, and that got him the presidency, right? So a deal was structured that if the mafia helped him get office and elected, that he'd lay off them and wouldn't go after them so hard. But they broke that promise, and his brother, Bobby Kennedy, went after the American mafia with a zeal.
Files.
And it was horrible. They all got locked up and whatever, and that's why they got whacked out. Carlos Marcello
So
in
it's
New
not
Orleans.
CIA and Israel.
Yeah, Sam Giancana was the boss of Chicago at the time.
Everything that he says is absolutely documented, unreleased stuff. So this isn't conspiracy. This isn't left wing or right wing nut stuff. This is how the world
RFK,
actually
JFK,
operates.
MLK, files released. We know who killed them, why. We care?
No.
Which files would you want to see released?
MLK.
MLK?
Yeah.
Just in general. What about 9/11?
Definitely 9/11 and Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
What might be a different story from Pearl Harbor than we might
No, but
think?
also
I'd rather not know.
Whitey Bulger didn't.
Any of it?
I'd rather not know.
That's how he got it.
It's not. I'm not losing sleep over it. Why am I gonna put that in my head now and mad myself over that? I'd rather not know. It don't concern you. It don't concern me.
See, I don't have that wisdom.
I want to know 9/11. 9/11 shook me to the core.
Yeah.
9/11 changed the way I saw the world and
Yeah.
everything, so I want to know 9/11.
9/11 put me down a long rabbit hole of true corruption.
Biden?
True
I want to know what
corruption.
happened to Biden these past 4 years, who was really in power. Release the Biden file.
Smelling little kids and shit like that. Like, oh man.
American Mafia. That was Anthony Gaslight Paso.
What files would you be interested in seeing?
Let's open the COVID files.
Let's open the COVID files.
Yeah, let's open those
Exactly.
files. You know what I mean? Yeah, not that it's going to change anything now, but it's going to give us a better perspective of what was actually going on. You know what I mean?
I want the COVID. I want 9/11.
9/11. Okay. See you later, bro.
I want the Biden files. I want to know who was running that country.
I want the COVID files.
The same people run all the countries.
Elon Musk is a Nazi?
What?
You didn't see the Elon Musk?
No. What are you asking me if he's a Nazi?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that a Nazi salute?
It was, yeah.
It wasn't.
It was a full one. He did it like this.
That's 100%.
And he's old enough to know what that is. Like,
Even if you say, from my heart, with love.
no, but the thing is, when he did it the first time, he realized, if you look, and then he does it again. And he turns around doing it on top of it.
Is that an excuse?
No, look at how people react.
He has a responsibility.
If it's an autistic tick, then yes, it's an excuse.
Wow.
But they showed some previous footage of Hillary Clinton doing the same motion. AOC was doing the same motion as well.
Guys. Not the same motion.
It's out there.
Like this to speak and to emphasize is not the same as doing this.
Well, it's the same if you put your hand like this, but you can also emphasize like this, like this, right? So, same shit.
All right, so I'll bring it upstairs.
Yeah, they only play their side, right? So, whatever.
Okay. So we were playing sides.
Yeah, but I mean like white power, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I have a reason why.
Didn't they give him a pass?
Because they'll call
No,
kids
yeah,
in
they gave him a
Fias
pass.
Well, he
and
deserves
he
a pass because it
said
wasn't done as a racist thing. The fact is he has a responsibility to say,
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying I have an issue with the ADL. So
What did they say first? Okay.
So they gave him the pass, saying how he's not aware and it was not
He's
intentional
excited,
and blah, he's excited,
autistic, yeah.
right? But I've seen him go after certain people
For a lot less. Yeah.
and fuck up their life.
Yeah.
Like
Kanye West.
perfect example, Nick Cannon. They made him go to Hebrew school, bro.
What did he do?
So he interviewed someone who was making comments. And the person wasn't even making comments about them. It was about tropes and stuff like that of the past, about Jews are black people, blah, 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 whatever. You know, it's been a long going on conversation, right?
Yeah.
He was interviewing someone on his show. They literally contacted the network, pulled his show, what is it called, Wildin' Out,
Yeah.
okay? Then the whole controversy about him having to sue and them trying to take his show. He got removed off of 2 other shows that he was hosting, and he lost his bank account. The bank said, come take your money out the bank.
Well, a lot of people get.
But remember, those were his bosses. Those were his bosses. Those were the people who paid him.
No, but what I'm saying
What
is
if they pay you?
how the ADL deals with certain people with quote unquote anti-Semitic issues.
Certain people work for them and
Are
paid
you
by
listening?
them. Are you listening? Why they treat people differently? They're not treating people differently. They're treating everyone the same.
bro.
If you work for them,
Okay.
they treat you one way. If they work for you, it's the opposite. No, but it's exactly. Elon doesn't work for them, so they treat him so he gets a pass.
Yeah, but
Nick Cannon worked only for Jewish people. So if they're your boss, you must obey their rules. Like,
Wait, but-
I'm not saying it's right.
No,
It's
no.
a fact.
No, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. He has his own podcast that he pays for. It's his podcast. Has nothing to do with Wildin' Out. Has nothing to do with all the other shit.
Take him down if it's his.
This guy's not listening.
Owned
I
by
would
other
say
people.
also,
It's
though,
produced
in terms
by
of
him. He
people-
doesn't own the
In
right.
terms of people being taken down for being anti-Semitic, he had it pretty light.
But only the ones who
Nick
work for
Cannon
him.
had it pretty light because he was able to come back.
Yeah, he was
did come back to America's Got
after he
Talent.
had to go through all
He
the
definitely had
all
to
this
do
shit.
his apologetic tour.
He had to go to whole
and he was
apology
running. Yeah.
for 2 years. For 2 years, no one would touch him. He was
Yeah.
losing money.
I would say the only person that's been accused of being anti-Semitic, didn't really apologize, has been able to bounce back is Kanye West.
Kanye, he just got reported. He's worth $2.7 billion in
Yes,
Yeah.
but all the Jewish people he worked for a while stopped working with him. So it really hurt him. But then he made up with them, and he's now working with them again.
He's not working with them again. What are you talking about? He's independent right now. He owns.
Well, he's always been independent.
No, he doesn't have a record deal. He's independent musically, and he's the sole proprietor of Yeezy.
Which is humongous.
So no one can touch him. He's independent. He sells all his shit from his website. His music, his fucking clothing, anything he does from his website. Yeah. So you're defending Elon Musk?
I'm not defending
He's saying it wasn't deliberate.
It wasn't deliberate, but it was caused by his upbringing.
Nah, he's excited.
Oh no, he's saying,
No,
sorry.
someone told him to do that, man.
Stu was saying it's
It was
Muscle-
a common
muscle
salute when he
memory.
was growing up.
muscle memory.
Exactly, because you know he's from South Africa.
Muscle memory because he's from South Africa. That's
So it's muscle memory when he's super excited. All he had to do is own it and say,
I like how people give certain people passes. He's proving my point right now.
Yo, he's African.
No, he should have said, I own my hair.
No, he's South African. But same shit.
That's why.
Yeah,
He should have said that's why.
He's born in South Africa, went to
That's why
school here in
racists-
Canada,
Look what it did to
and
children.
moved to
But no,
the
he
States.
can't own his behavior, so he's an idiot. And a weakling, so.
Yeah, I wish he would have owned up to it.
Betas don't own their
Either way-
behavior.
Either way, if you're doing a Nazi salute,
I'm not even
you
gonna-
better have the courage to say it's a flipping Nazi salute.
But it wasn't intended
And
to
his
one, so he should
family
tell the
is
truth and
German.
own it.
Does his family come from Germany? He has German ancestry. Right?
I think his mother's decided
Yeah.
But so what? My
His mom was a.
I'm not a Nazi.
We don't.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't
don't.
say.
Yeah, no one knows
No one
what
knows.
his real intention was.
No.
None of us know.
No, but
You
when
can't
I'm
say
in
that.
power,
You can't say that. You don't know what his intention
I don't
was.
know his intention, but I know the effect of it, and I know he's in the position where he could rectify the harm.
He has fuck you money. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's got
He'll shut
aneurysm
Israel's
all
internet off.
What are you gonna not do business with him?
Do not business
But that's not the point.
He's like, fuck
That's
you.
what I said. Are the Tesla sales going down?
No,
Are Tesla sales?
but he has a moral obligation.
Tesla sales are not going
I
down.
also felt like.
Well, then I should become a hitman because I can get away with it.
Apparently, hold on. His valuation went up, I think, about another 70, 80 billion dollars the day after the inauguration.
Okay, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. If people are more excited about him because they think he might be a white supremacist, I'm done with
Come
the word.
on.
I'm actually done with the word.
Bro, that's why he's not saying anything.
Well, it worked for Trump.
I know.
Loudly.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he didn't
You don't
come out
wanna
and say,
say it's
hey,
not.
it was not intentional.
Yeah.
I apologize. It was not intentional. I was excited. He could
He's
even
not
say,
smart enough to say that.
dude, you're saying Elon Musk is not smart enough?
He's not gonna bother.
He's autistic, man. He really is.
That's still
We're literally witnessing biasness right now in front of our face.
Well, this is what's so funny.
If he
He's the
thinks
only
that he
genius that we
doesn't know
treat
better,
like they're retarded.
that's crazy.
He's the only genius that we treat like they are mentally retarded.
I know
He gets so many passes with this autism thing.
I don't know. My son has autism. He's not gonna be doing no fucking
Okay,
nonsense.
exactly.
No way.
So does my grandson, and he don't act like that.
No way.
That's
Come
not
on,
the act
guys.
of someone who has autism. Like,
No.
relax.
You're just a
I
bad
see it every day.
Exactly. Stop trying to-
That ain't
stop-
stimming.
Stop trying to live off of what we go through every day.
That part.
No,
Like,
it's
get out of here.
Asperger's. Asperger's syndrome.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So basically,
Let's cut the beer.
missing social cues.
Yes.
Okay, so
Asperger's.
essentially,
Yeah.
people with Asperger's may have trouble interpreting verbal and nonverbal language. They may need more time to process information.
You can't.
They also have trouble expressing their feelings in a conventional way.
That was a very
Okay, well, think of
he did.
Yeah, it was courageous.
The energy that he
It's what he felt, and it was courageous. To be excited about Trump taking office? As a white man thinks you're finally gonna come back to how you want
It's not
it?
instant.
He was brave, okay? To courage.
I thought it was a tick. Because I seen him throughout the whole inauguration and he was ticking into everything. He was hyped. Everything that Trump said, he was like, yeah, bro. He was going nuts.
Elon Musk the whole time. He parties too. It's like,
Of course he
I
does.
like that in the corner for Trump.
you know, he threw.
What's her name? Johnny Depp's
One
girl?
slip by accident, but he was like,
Oh, Amber.
Amber Heard, yeah.
oops.
You know, he threw
Elevator, yeah, he's partying with them, man.
a 3-day
Amber Heard.
a 3-day party.
What are you saying?
He hired a whole bunch of the big DJs around the world.
What was his party?
He had like a 3-day rave,
Burning Man?
something like that, but it was his own party though.
Okay, cool.
Give me some wine. Like, I got a billionaire now.
It was his dookie.
There's video of Elon in Ibiza partying in space and shit. He's like, I'm like, yeah, you go there, you feel nice right now. Elon
Yeah,
Musk.
he's accused of
That's
being
the best of the best,
on,
bro.
I can't
Nothing
remember
went the
what
best.
the
Take
drug
those
is.
guys.
Hey, he
Straight from the
finest,
source. Straight from the source, bro.
finest of dookies.
The
Oh yeah, he
finest.
gets the best of the best.
They say he's on, or he's admitted to taking
Ketamine.
ketamine.
Yeah.
Ketamine. What effect does ketamine have? Yeah.
In a controlled substance.
Disassociated.
Disassociated.
Because it's an anesthesia, right?
Okay.
Some people
Is that cat
some people
tranquilizer?
really enjoy it. I've heard.
Yeah.
It's a cat tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's unlike any substance you'll do. It's not like
Really?
cocaine.
Yeah.
You do it and like it's very undescribable. But like there's when it wears off clean. You don't have no hangover. You don't feel shitty.
Okay.
The only bad thing about it is if you use a lot of it continuously, like if you're a caffeine, it causes crystallization in your piss. So you get like what do they call it? Kidney stones, and shit like that. That's not a walk in the park, right? So, but yeah, like and also it's kind of more so known to be like an Asian pastime, right? But yeah.
Sitting down, fighting that for like 3 hours.
Bro,
Just fighting it.
you're laying down.
It was no, sitting down.
Sit down.
But it was like contracting and fucking like expanding everything. I was like, nah.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
That's the thing. You take too much, where you go into a K-hole.
I was actually.
Now, but here's the thing though about that. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
So you
No, it's a
heard.
great thing. I do it all.
So you heard.
Depends on where you are. Depends on.
You know, I'd stay in the K-hole for days.
Depends on where you are.
Like doing it.
Yeah, it depends where you
Well,
are.
I mean, guy, nobody's just gonna go to the club and do.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
I do that too. I do that.
Like this. Like this in the club.
I've seen one like this. Hey, Panther, stuck to the wall, dog. Leave me out of it. I'm not involved. Listen. No, watch this. Listen, look.
I'll show you.
He's like this.
I know. I've seen it back in my rave days.
Stuck to the wall
Yeah.
for hours.
He was stuck to a picnic table.
Not 5
I
minutes.
seen it back in the day.
Hours.
I'm just saying, if I would make a recommendation to somebody,
You would say ketamine over
I'd say do it at your house, on your house, in an area where you're not gonna get hurt.
I've done it in Boston, just see where you're going.
Here's the best one. P, you guys can survive. This is the best one.
I'll show you videos.
Flying around like Superman, fly dive in the air like a swimming dive, and land on a couch.
I seen that guy.
And stay there.
He's having
Okay, I'll show you videos of me in a club, and you can see it. It's in my nose, and you can see me doing it.
Cook too. He's a good cook too.
He's comfortably numb.
You remember that guy, Pete?
We were out there
Back and forth inside the place, bro.
running around the place,
Like, yo, what's wrong?
I think it's my mindfulness that I can bring myself out of these situations.
like flying, and land on that couch and stay there like this, and just stay there, bro.
Okay, DMT is.
Way fucking polar opposites. You're
I
not.
don't know how.
Both cause
For
ego
DMT,
death.
I feel like DMT, I've heard people compare it to like dying.
It's what
I'm scared of
it's what
DMT.
dreams
I haven't
are
done
made of.
DMT. That's
It's the dream chemical.
But it's a psychedelic though. I've never heard
one of the
anyone.
strongest psychedelics.
But like to take it in.
But it only lasts for like 10 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
but in that 10 minutes, it feels like and you're finding things
you
about
live
yourself. And it's
Yeah, I felt
Two
like
lifetimes in 10
stories
minutes.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've done deep dive.
life changing.
Yeah.
The God drug?
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to go to
It's
Mexico and
literally
fly game.
the chemical that's released when you die.
Plus $6,000.
DMT.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in your brain, right? Yeah.
See that shit?
Well, they're curing all these veterans and shit, right? If it was for them, this is extreme.
You can get ibogaine here.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking
No,
about
not
it.
ayahuasca. Ibogaine.
It's a new one.
You go, and it's legal in Mexico now. So there's these clinics you can go down to, and it costs you about $5-6 grand. They have a medical team around you and stuff like that.
All the veterans that like lost limbs.
And like people with
Wow. Wow.
like stress disorders and stuff like that. But they say you go through it and you're there for like 5 days, and they give you like a small dose to start off. And then, but it's enjoyable. They put like these things on your eyes and music on your ears and stuff, and they have people monitoring your heart rate and stuff like that. But after the 5 days, like you come out a different person, look better. Like that's, yeah.
I like that.
Like you care more about other people, you care more about yourself, and a lot of guys are using it for getting off opioids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Cool.
Kev, Nashville shooting. Nashville school shooting.
I don't know nothing about it.
Recent?
Yes.
I didn't hear nothing about it.
So just this week, some young black kid shot up a school, and he's a
Super
white
rare.
supremacist. The black kid is a white supremacist.
Yeah, I've met a black skinhead before.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day in the 90s. Yeah,
Wow.
black skinhead. Yeah,
White supremacist black kid?
he's wearing dots, 18-hole dots, the whole nine.
We've
Like
seen that here. Yeah.
right?
We've seen that here.
He was
see
the
that
whole
here.
nine.
Yeah.
Bomber jacket, the whole
Again,
fucking nine, bro.
it's all about
17-hole or
it's all
whatever.
about separating people, right? Is what they're doing, right? So you got to choose a side. So if you don't like what that side stands for, then you got to go with this side. See what I'm saying? Which is bullshit. It shouldn't be like that.
They like each other. There's no extremist people gravitate to people. It doesn't matter. That is what bonds them. And even though they hate each other, that's the thing that they hate. They could agree is that they love to hate. You know what I mean? So it's like this is a common foe, so they will band together
But they were stressing themselves.
for a common foe. You know, right? So
This shouldn't come shocking because what's that guy's name? That rented that school bus for the KKK? David. Remember the guy? He's the Uncle Ruckus. They call him the real life Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. His name's David something.
Yeah.
He's a black guy.
Okay.
But he wasn't. So the KKK needed to rent a bus because they had a rally,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't rent him. They wouldn't rent them the bus because they had a. No, there's a documentary. But they wouldn't rent them the bus, so he did it for them. He rented the bus for them. What's his name again? Something David.
Dialogue and free speech.
Okay.
And he went to the rallies.
What's his name?
David Boom or something?
David something.
He went to the
He
rallies.
believes if
He's got pictures
No,
with.
he thought if they knew him, if they got to know him, they would change. And the guy's still the leader, but they're close friends.
Yeah, they're really good friends.
He changed the guys.
Well, a lot of them dropped out of the KKK. They became friends.
There would be a term. It would be like, I like you. You're not like them. That would be like, you're not like them. I like you.
Well, a
Can't have
token
multiple
means you're
tokens.
exceptional. You're the exception. So
Yeah.
why isn't that enough to make you change your mind completely?
Well, so you're saying having that relationship with the two.
I'm saying it should have a greater impact.
One will have an influence on the other, and that would be natural. Like the token would have a influence on that group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it could work in a benefit, but it also could work in a negative too, where they're like using the token
Yeah.
and taking
I
advantage of the
anybody to
token. You know what I
remain
mean?
like, oh, you're the only one. Kev, you're cool, but
And then the people on the
You're
other
cool.
side would hate on the tokens, and they would call the token a sellout, right? So it's like it's a weird spot to be in.
so we're looking for the guy's name, David Boone.
No, it's not David.
No, talking about. Did you hear about the Nashville flipping school shooting?
They haven't released it.
It was some black kid. It was a black kid that did it.
No way.
He was a white supremacist.
The black kid was a white supremacist.
That's what we're talking about.
So is this-
Yeah.
No way.
You ever heard of Daryl Davis?
Yeah, I seen
The one that rented the thing for the KKK? He's not white supremacist.
No, he's against it.
But he helps them out. Helps out the
Talks
KKK.
with them and shit like that. Yeah. But no, the black kid who shot up the school was a black kid who's a white supremacist.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, that's why this 300-page
That's interesting. Where did it happen?
Nashville.
Wow,
Like a small place in Nashville.
yeah, but Nashville is a mixed. It's a mixed city. It's not all white people in Nashville.
No.
You know what I mean? That's crazy. I never even heard that.
I know.
Did he look like?
This is the one thing that people watch. Nissa, think about
He released
it.
the manifesto. He killed himself, actually. He released
Oh shit.
Think about it. They're saying, okay, so you're saying that this kid shot up a school, the black kid, and he associates with KKK,
Back
Yes.
in the 80s, and
So-
there were
Nazis.
the Nazi, right? So here it would be the common bond,
started it. Skinhead.
the two polar opposites that they would have something in common. Immigrants.
I know.
So everyone, all Americans who are quote unquote true Americans, don't want immigrants in the country now.
It was
And
showing that you were like turkey.
true Americans, no matter if they're black, white, or Chinese, don't want these immigrants that they're trying to deport in the country. So that could fuel extremism too.
Yeah.
So
Stu was saying,
that would be the only thing they would agree on.
Pete, that he's not a white supremacist.
No, Daryl Davis.
That
Daryl
he's
Davis.
like free speech absolutist.
Yes.
He's just a kind guy.
Yes, exactly.
What's this now?
And able to cross over. Oh yeah.
What's this? Yes! You watched it?
No, I'm just saying there were back in the day in Britain, skinheads was
That's a
not
movie.
it was not a racial thing. It was like you were working class.
No. That's a movie about a black kid that becomes a flipping skinhead.
It's on where?
Okay, I don't know what it's on, maybe Prime, I don't remember what it's on. But what was happening back in the UK back in the days is students from the Caribbean and Africa would give their kids to white Britons to take care of while they were in school.
This wasn't a movie.
And so this kid ended up, this is based on a true story, he ended up being raised by this family.
That wasn't a movie. That's real historical
Yeah, it's
photos.
based on a true story.
Oh, but like there was more than just one.
Yeah, for sure.
England, but it's in England, right? Yeah. It's a big black population, I think, in England. More so than, would you say more so than Canada? It's a bigger population in England, black population.
In the UK?
Than Canada, yeah.
I don't know.
It's been like that before Canada. Canada's just getting,
I don't know.
I think so.
Maybe
England's always been more, more black people in England.
I would say. Always been going to the UK.
Right.
Caribbean people always
Longer
been
than Canada.
Yeah,
Longer
I heard UK before Canada.
Right.
For sure.
But
To study.
Caribbean, and they migrate to this side a lot. So
Because, and I say this because, if you know the history of the hot stepper, Lee Scratch Perry, he went to England. He's the one that told Bob Marley to go, fucking, let's go to England and tour. But he linked up with the Clash. You know the Clash?
Yeah.
And he changed up their whole style because they were like playing like mod kind of music. And he calmed them down. They started playing ska.
Yeah.
Their first album,
They love
London Calling.
Perry was a strange dude. He used to say he's from a different planet and shit. Like you see how he
do you still have that documentary? What was it called again? Yeah.
Hot stepper?
Hot step. Okay, I gotta look at it.
No, I don't have
I've
it.
never heard of it.
Is he still alive?
He just died recently. So let me ask you this: what about this 51st state thing
Yeah.
for Canada?
Yeah.
They've been talking about this for a very long time, and it's not because Trump's in power why this is coming up. They've been talking about this for a long time.
I didn't know this.
All these trying.
The 90s.
Yeah.
Everyone's going on.
Even the 80s probably.
Nah.
They've been talking. That's what I'm saying.
All it is, the whole thing is like he's going to take Panama Canal, he's going to take Greenland, he's going to take Canada. All it is him coming into power, just spreading his wings and flexing a little muscle and creating a little bit of buzz. That's all that is. He's not taking none of that shit.
Well, watch this.
It's not gonna happen.
There is some underlying truth in the joke,
But there is some truth.
right? There is some underlying truth.
There's some hope or want, but it's not a reality.
Right. And I think the powers that be have that in mind to do.
Everyone forgets they try to.
And he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. Remember?
Global conquest is taken by
He doesn't
force.
fucking know how to keep his mouth shut.
It's not giving
You
up.
guys never paid attention to Canada and Canadian history. That's how bad they are. Yo, they taught us in school that we had a war with America. They attacked America. They tried to invade America. We beat them. Buttoned down the White House. Okay? We beat them. Fort York, right there, where they took you to where as a little kid.
I love it. They should have.
They took you as a little kid in Fort York. Okay? No, that
No, 1812. The War of 1812. We beat the Americans.
War of 1812. They didn't want to take over Canada. We made it hundreds of years. You guys think it stopped? Like you guys think, oh, they forgot? They forgot that Canada is a whole bunch of trees and natural resources. Like it's a Garden of Eden, bro.
Yeah. They're running out of space over there.
They're running out of space out there, bro. Flood, this,
Floods,
that,
exactly.
button down everything. Hurricanes, all this kind of
Burning,
stuff.
exactly.
It's not a good area to live. Okay, forget about the personal part.
Right.
Would you live by a place where there's always a forest fire?
No.
No. Why would you buy a house there?
Oklahoma, freaking Tornado Alley, and all these places.
The weather's so extreme there.
Why would you want to live in an area there's an earthquake all the time?
I know.
But there's mansions there.
Of course.
Mansions.
Warm.
But when you think about it, it's a dumb area to live.
Yeah, true.
They're running out of space down there, bro. So that's the underlying truth.
But
In the joke.
Yes. But they've always had their eye on Canada. And I'm sure
That's
they're
what I'm
making deals in the back. Trump, like I said, Trump just can't keep his mouth shut. So somebody probably mentioned it, or you heard it in a meeting, and then he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna take over Canada."
Yo, that's
Right.
the move. Talk too much.
Right.
Chat too much.
Somebody accused him of that today. I can't remember.
That's why the white people don't like him, bro. He's like, yo, catch you. He like a black person, a white black person. Shut up, man. Yeah. Can we just finish the deal? I'm supposed to tell them.
Final word. Let's put all the way back to the beginning. You talked about change. Taking into consideration everything we talked about.
No,
Final word on change.
Change.
Considering everything we spoke about.
I always say, like I said, change is good. Change is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we can't get comfortable living the way we're living, because this is obviously not working.
A lot of people don't like change though, man. A lot of people don't like change, bro. They grip onto the same thing too long. Comfortability is
To have to think a different way? Have to think differently?
Basically,
That's hard to swallow, I guess, for a lot of people.
to me, not wanting to change is a sin.
Thank you for watching another episode of Shop Talk. Please remember to press that subscribe button down at the bottom. Peace.
I did it.